Hello and welcome to this really short yoga class with me, Josephine and Julian, the best baby in the world. And let's get started right away. So come to sit in a comfortable position, one that you can be comfortable in. Back reasonably straight, shoulders relaxed. Close your eyes, arrive in your body. Notice what you feel like today with an open mind. So how you feel now might not be the same as how you felt an hour ago. So be open to that. And then take some time to connect with your breath, allowing your exhalations to be longer, releasing all the air out, and your inhalations to be fuller, bigger, expanding the rib cage. And then open your eyes. We're coming into a lunge, so we're going to work with a dynamic lunge today. And sometimes the easiest way is to do it from downward facing dog, but we're doing it from a standing position today. So just coming into a forward fold and stepping back with your right leg. Taking the hands on the inside and then adjusting the feet. So I'm taking my front foot a bit wider, so there is space between the foot and the knee. And take a moment to really feel into where you have placed the back leg, the front leg, and the hands. And I have blocks here also, so you can use blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, I suggest you take roll-up bed sheets. It's kind of the same thing. And notice now where you feel the most restraint, because this is like a stretch for the hip flexors of the back leg, but sometimes we feel it mostly in the hip of the front leg. So we're going to start by making a few circles. So now the front knee makes a circle around the ankle. It doesn't have to be very big, but it has to be slow. So you really have time to feel in. So what you're doing now is you're moving your thigh bone around in the hip joint socket, changing direction. And this will hopefully create a bit more space in your front hip. And when there's more space in the front hip, there is also more space to access the stretch in the back, front of the back hip. And then press down your front foot. So I'm not dropping my hips down, relaxing here. I'm lifting them up slightly, pushing the back ball of the foot and knee backwards and the front foot down and slightly forward. And then pressing my hands down, pulling my hands slightly backwards to lift the chest. So in this position you can also be like taking the blocks very much higher if that's what you need. Opening up the chest, working with the legs, and then pushing with the hands and the front foot at the same time. Feeling how that pushing action shifts your hips backwards so that your spine can round. And then when you're here, pushing with the back foot, taking the hips back and lifting the chest, pulling your hands backwards, broaden over the collarbones. Close your eyes as you do this. And then start again, pushing with the foot, pushing with the hands, and just pay attention to how this pushing action causes your hips to shift backwards and your spine to round. So lengthen through the spine. Make sure the neck gets to be an extension of the spine, no tension in the shoulders. And then shifting the hips back, pulling the hands back so you open up the chest. And again, pushing with the hand, pushing with the foot, shifting the hips back, rounding the spine. Really find length in the spine. Make sure your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Oops, someone is farting. And coming back, opening up the chest, See if you can widen the chest, make it broad. 2, lift up your back knee. Step forward, back into your forward fold. Take a moment here, shaking out the hips a bit, releasing. Oh, and then step back with your left foot. So, take your front foot wider. So, pay attention to how you have placed your front leg and your back leg here. Make sure there is space. You want to feel supported, like you get support from your feet to support the hips and the spine. And then we start making circles with the front knee circling around the ankle. Doesn't matter which direction you start in, we're going both ways, but make it really slow so that you have time to feel the thigh bone moving around in the hip joint socket. Going in the other direction, a few rounds. And of course, it also causes your hips to move around in a circle, helping to release that front of the hip on the back leg. And then pushing the front foot down to help lifting up the hips slightly and pushing the back ball of the foot and knee backwards. Hands move backwards, chest opens up, lifts up. And then pushing with the hands and the front foot. And notice how this action of pushing shifts your hip back and rounds your spine, lengthening through the spine. And pushing with the back foot to help your hips shift back forward. Hands pull back, chest opens up. Pushing with the hands and the foot to move your hips back. And see how far you can move your hips back and how much length you can find in your spine here. Neck gets to be an extension of the spine. To come back. Hands pull backwards, chest open. See if you can widen the chest, make it broad over the collarbones. See if you want to lengthen your collarbones. And pushing with the hand and the foot. Moving back, lengthen for the spine. To come back. Hands pull backwards, chest opens up. But still being stable, so still pushing that front foot down to help stabilize the hips. And then lifting up the back knee, stepping forward. Maybe make a few circles with your knees here to sort of even it out a bit. And then come back into a seated position. Any seated position that is comfortable for you. Close your eyes. And now notice what it feels like in your body, the hips. Hopefully there is a sense of space, that you have become a bit more spacious. And then open your eyes, and that's it for this class. So now you can go on with the rest of your day if you want to, or continue to do the next class on this playlist. I see you soon. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.